Early MVP predictions. I feel like the second one I might say you might not like that much, just because of the fact how much you've talked about that player. I mean, the first one, just because maybe recency bias or whatnot. Lamar Jackson, he's played great. That 4-game winning, was it 5-game winning streak? 4 or 5-game winning streak, right? Perfect. I mean, he played a perfect game on Monday. 5 touchdowns, 0 picks. I mean, Mark Andrews was back. Like I said, if Mark Andrews plays good, there's a solid chance Lamar Jackson is going to be playing good. They did lose Zay Flowers. I think he might have came back, but he definitely got hurt. Derrick Henry, that just helps him out so much more. Right? A guy that can maybe an average rushing play for 80 yards down the field may help you ice the game whenever needed. It definitely helps Lamar Jackson, and I feel like he's also played very well in these last 4 to 5 games, right? He'd probably be number 1 on my list. Number 2, I feel like you might not like this pick. I probably don't like it as much, but his weapons are definitely going to have him in the conversation till the end of the year. Jared Goff, right? Him and his team playing absolutely lights out, right? I mean, just think about it. Last week, they put up 47 points against the Cowboys. This week, they went out and beat the Minnesota Vikings, right? An undefeated team. So it definitely helps his case. And it's not like the defense did everything. I mean, the defense is probably below mid, but he definitely does get a lot of help from his weapons. You're on a winning team. You're the quarterback of that team. There's a solid chance you're going to win MVP. And I don't think Jared Goff has played all that. I mean, I feel like he's playing lights out. So he'll be in that conversation till the end of the year.
Yeah, I actually really dislike that pick.
Yeah, I need it.
So that's who you think is going to win or who you think should win?
No, I think both.
So you think Jared Goff should be second in MVP voting right now?
Jordan Love in number 3, just because he's tied with Mahomes in picks right now.
Okay, if I had to go MVP, I feel like Mahomes always has to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like a one-man offense at the end of the day, which is why his numbers just aren't going to look good. It's almost kind of cool to see it actually being executed. To have a team where the quarterback is 6 touchdowns and 8 interceptions, and the team is 6-0. It just shows you that they're just using every last bit of him, and just using that to prop up the entire offense.
I mean, they have put up 22 or more points in 5 of their 6 games.
Yeah.
They're putting up points, and I feel like if you put 22 plus, the chances of you winning a game are pretty solid, especially
with that defense at least.
Yeah, especially with that defense.
I will say with that defense.
Oh, I feel like with a lot of defenses, even if they had like I mean their defense is probably like top 5 right now. Even if they had like a top 10, top 12 defense, I feel like your chance they probably wouldn't have been 6-0. But
yeah, exactly. They might be 5-1 or 4-2.
Yeah.
So that's cool to see. I mean, honestly, it might just be Mahomes at the end of the day to me. Like Lamar Jackson, sure, but like I'm just not a super big believer in Lamar Jackson against some of the better defenses of the league. So I think Lamar's always going to have pretty efficient passing stats, just based on the fact that the run game is going to be able to open up so much for the receivers. And the fact that they have like just such an elite run game, which it's credit to him that he's part of that. It definitely helps out his passing a good amount. And he doesn't have, crazy receivers or crazy offensive weapons outside of Derrick Henry in their run game. So I would say he's up there. But I mean, most valuable player. I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of like a LeBron thing. I just think at the end of the day, every year Mahomes is the most valuable player for the NFL. Number 2, I think I'm going Brock Purdy.
I would have never guessed that.
Brock Purdy, he had one bad game. I mean, everybody. No, he didn't have a great game against Minnesota, but I also don't think it was as bad as people say. He did a lot of good things in that game against Minnesota, in my opinion, throwing the ball. And
wait, so do you think the Purdy makes the players around him better?
So what does that mean? What does make players around you better mean?
So like someone like Mahomes, like he has Juju Smith-Schuster. He has God damn it. He had Kadarius Toney. Like he has these guys that like are probably not as good, and he makes them look good, right? In the Super Bowl, right? He's able to find the right people. He's able to hit them when they need. He's able to utilize his weapons to make the offense look way better make the offense look really good.
I mean, yeah, I do. I honestly do. I mean, Jauan Jennings is a good player, but he had Jauan Jennings go for 180 or something and 3 touchdowns.
That's one game.
I know that's one game, but I mean, at the end of the day, we're about to see it right now. Like this is it. Like we're gonna see it here because someone's gonna have to step up. Whether it be Jauan Jennings for game after game after game, or Ricky Pearsall or Jacob Cowing, Brandon Ayuk is gone. So we're going to see it right here. And a straight drop back passing game for the 49ers is probably the weakest part of the offense. When it comes to the running game and play action, a lot of quarterbacks have had success in this system doing that stuff because that's the job of the offensive line and the running back. Play action, you just have a lot of wide open people across the field a lot of the time. Drop back passing game, a lot of the times receivers may not get separation. There might be certain concepts that just aren't exactly very top notch. One thing that I've not liked about the 49ers drop back passing game for a while now, which you could almost say has hurt quarterbacks in the past, like Jimmy Garoppolo, has been the fact that when they are blitzed and when they are hot, it doesn't seem like there is a huge emphasis on having a guaranteed place to go with the ball. And so that I think has led to a lot of sacks and hits that quarterbacks are taking that are difficult. I think Purdy's ability to avoid pressure and Purdy's ability to get out of either a sack and if there's nobody open on a play, be able to go pick up a first down with his legs is something that is huge for the offense. I mean, even in this game, 3rd and 10, we still saw glimpses. Purdy picks up 9.5 yards and on 3rd down, and then they go for it and get it on 4th down, and they end up scoring. So there's still glimpses, I think, of Purdy being able to make this offense something that it wasn't with previous quarterbacks, and not even just that, something that other quarterbacks may not be able to do as well. I think he definitely makes the offense better with that, and then just his ability to be able to read the field. He's probably one of the best quarterbacks at getting through his reads in the entire NFL. That, along with his ability to improvise, I do definitely think he elevates the player around him.
Almost impossible for him to win MVP if he didn't win it last year.
I actually disagree. I mean, I think he's been playing better this year than last year, and this year he doesn't have McCaffrey.
Okay.
And he's not going to have Ayuk now, and so if he does similar things in terms of his play and the Niners start to turn around, I think it's a higher shot for him to win it this year. But I will say it feels like Lamar Jackson is a pretty strong favorite right now. We'll see. I mean, I do think he's been playing better this year than last year overall.
I'll believe you. You're a diehard Niners fan. I'll believe you on that. But at the same time, I know that you get on your knees even when Brock Purdy has a bad game, you know?
No, I said today he had a bad game. At the end of the day, he had a bad game. It's just like my reaction to stuff is going to be based on other people's reactions. So, like, if people are crushing him way too hard, I'm going to sound super positive, but that's just because I'm saying I think you're crushing him too hard. Like, at the end of the day, like, crush him, but I feel like you're going too hard. And I think a lot of times, I don't know, maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like there's been times where people have said Purdy has had an amazing game, and I was like, he had a good game, but I don't think it was as good as what you're saying. Like, I mean, I was probably one of the only people. I mean, no, I probably wasn't one of the only people. But preseason, I was sitting on this podcast saying I'm a little worried about what I've seen from Purdy so far. Like, I want to see better out of him. I know he can do it, but I want to see it. I'm a little bit worried about what I saw so far.
I feel like it's easier to say that in a preseason game versus a regular season game.
Why? I mean, at the end of the day, however he played, I just didn't like it.
Okay, if you're going off of that, then I still feel like it's just like there's not less on the line in a preseason game than there is in a regular season game.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, strictly, like, however he played, like, if I liked it or not, that's it. Like, I'm not
okay.
Like, it doesn't matter really how much is on the line, I'd say. Anyone else though? MVP, Jordan Love. Yeah, Jordan, like you said, Jordan Love's probably somewhere in that conversation.
Geno Smith honorable mention or no?
Hell no.
Okay.
You think Josh Allen should be in the MVP conversation?
It is hard. Joe Burrow, I don't think so. Like, I see the Bengals struggling a lot. They only put up 7 points in the first half, I think, this past week, and those 7 points were from a kickoff return touchdown. Like, it seems to me it's just a lot of balls where he throws it to Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase, like, oh my God, how do you score a touchdown on that? Like, it seems like a lot of that happening to me this year with the Bengals. That's why I'm like kind of scared with the Bengals. I know they're sitting at 3-4. They put together a good month of football. They're definitely gonna be one of the best teams, and I'll probably eat my words and be like, yeah, they're a good team. But it's looking very scary to me right now for them. And I don't think Joe Burrow. I mean, he's played all right, but I don't think he's played Joe Burrow level all right. And they said that he's still struggling with his wrist injury, that he was out for all of last season. So I mean, I don't think Joe Burrow is in that conversation at all right now. Josh Allen, maybe a little bit. I mean, like, Josh Allen has 0 interceptions, I think, on the year. Like, you can look at stats, you cannot look at stats. I mean, that's great. I mean, your quarterback not turning the ball over at all, and him having, I think he's at 15 touchdowns right now. I mean, that's very impressive. I don't know. There's just something about the Bills that I still just don't like. And the MVP of their offense definitely is Josh Allen. It definitely has been Josh Allen the last couple of years. At the end of the day, when we go based off of MVP, it's always the guy that had the best season. Would I put Josh Allen in my MVP conversation? Sure. Would other people? Maybe not.
Yeah, I would say Josh Allen probably is somewhere close to the top of the list there for me. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Amari Cooper there now.